What it do, YouTube? It's your boy, James for real, man. And I'm back with another video, bro. Now today, this video is my playoff predictions, the bubble bracket, whatever you want to call it. Now this year is different from any other year. Due to Robo, everything's just shifted. Like teams that you would have thought, like the Lakers, the Clippers, the Bucks, all of them, things have like completely changed. These teams have nothing to lose now. I mean, there's really no advantage besides those virtual fans, but I don't think anybody gets bothered by them though. So these teams are playing pretty hard, and like, I don't know, they're just the upset waiting to happen. So let's get into it. Bow. Now first up, we got Houston versus OKC, man. Now this to me is a pretty intriguing series. I had OKC at first, but Eric Gordon has just came back from injury. So that kind of shifts my pick just a little bit. I pick Houston now because they have Russell Westbrook coming back after 2 games. They got James Harden, who's just an absolute beast, bro. Like, you can hate on him all you want to. He ISOs too much. You gotta score, man. And Russell Westbrook, he drives. They made the small ball lineup for him. So I feel like when he's in there, they play the best because the lineup's for him. And I just don't know. Like, OKC, like, I don't think they have the experience. They have Chris Paul, who's like future Hall of Famer, one of the best point guards in the league. They got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's a very legit player. But again, no playoff experience. He had one playoff series, but that was against the Golden State Warriors with KD on the team. So, I mean, I don't know if he had much of a chance, you know. And you have Patrick. No. Okay, see, I can't think of anybody. Maybe Andre Roberson when he was with the Thunder, but I can't think of anybody else who like really has like that type of experience for OKC. So I give the edge to Houston. Next up, I got Toronto versus the Brooklyn Nets. Now, Brooklyn, they're playing some very good basketball right now, but they're not on Toronto's level. They would have to have KD and Kyrie. Well, they have to have Spencer Dinwiddie to like, I think, win the game. Spencer Dinwiddie's a baller, man. Like, y'all can hate on him all y'all want to. Like, he's a very good player. And it's just Toronto, they have like too much firepower. They're just too good on defense. Like Pascal Siakam, you have him. He's like a 3-level scorer. He showed me that he can shoot over it. I didn't know he was like that. Then you have Kyle Lowry. Even though he's like flopping all over the place, he has, you gotta do what you do. Like I say all the time, you gotta score how you gotta score. You gotta win how you gotta win. Next, we got Denver versus Utah. Now, that would have been a pretty good series if they had, I mean, I'm not a big fan of his, but Bojan Bogdanovic, he gives you good shooting. But now, like, other than Donovan Mitchell, I don't know who their scorer is right now. Like, do they have that second player? If they do, if he shows up, then they'll beat the Nuggets. Because it takes Donovan Mitchell 57 points for them to even get to overtime, and they lost the game. Like, he has to do too much for them to like even compete. So I don't know how they can win this in a 7-game series. They might be able to take maybe 2 games, maybe 2 at most. But yeah, that I don't know, bro. I don't give them much of a chance to beat the Nuggets. So we have what would have been a good matchup if Ben Simmons was playing. We have the Celtics versus Philadelphia 76ers. Now, so far they're getting destroyed by the Celtics. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker. That's just too much for pretty much any team right now. Jason Tatum's just a different animal. I just saw him hit a 35-footer. Like, he has range. It's unbelievable, bro. It's crazy. He's different. And you got Jaylen Brown, who's also taking a tremendous step, like plus 6 points per game, plus career highs and everything. He can shoot the three very consistently now. He's super athletic and he plays great defense. Like I think he's an all NBA. I mean, all defensive type of defender. And he might be third team all NBA something like that this year. I think he should be. Then you got Kemba Walker, bro. Kemba Walker is so like he's left out of like this like out of the top 5 point guards a lot of the time, but he's up there with them. Like he once he's healthy, he can compete with any point guard in this league. And then he also has like that winning mentality. I do know that he was in Charlotte, but like he does what he has to do like to win. Unlike what I feel like Kyrie does, I feel like sometimes like he brings others down with him. But Kemba, he wants to do what he has to do to win, and I love that about him. So that's my pick. So next, man, we got the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks. Now this, I don't know. Like they lost that other game. I think those are two very weak technical fouls. The game could have been very different if Porzingis was playing. But I don't know. It's just even though he was out, they had so many chances to win that game. I just feel like it was bad, like shot taking, and Luka just turning the ball over too much. And it seems like he might do that every single game. Like he had 11 turnovers the other day. He was 2 away. Well, he was 1 away from tying it, and 2 turnovers away from breaking the all-time record for turnovers in a game, and that's not a record you want to have. So, unless he cuts down on those turnovers and like they can stop and they can be more conservative on their shots and at least play defense, bro. Like the Clippers, even though the Clippers won by a little bit, they only scored they didn't score much, as much as they usually do. That wasn't a good game for them. It wasn't. I know the Clippers, they're better than that. So look forward to seeing, if not a sweep, then 5 or 6 games at most. So that's my pick. Next up, we got Indiana versus the Miami Heat. Now, the Indiana Pacers, they're my favorite team. With Sabonis out, it's gonna be very tough. For them to beat Miami in 7 games. And yesterday they looked really good, for the first 3 quarters. And I think at the fourth, they just lost it. TJ Warren, if they want to win, TJ Warren has to step up. Jimmy Butler challenged you already. He called you trash. Show him you're not. I'm not saying he didn't play trash yesterday, but show him that y'all are on the same level or something. Play like you're the best player on the court. And I think they can win this series. Then you have Victor Oladipo. Now, I'm not going to ask too much of him. He did just come, off of, the crazy injury. It'd be incredible, if he returned to his normal form this year with, short notice. Because he wasn't even playing. He wasn't even planning on playing this year. So, just, on a short notice like that, if he could recover, that'd be great. And then, just better point guard play. I like the way T.J. McConnell plays, but Malcolm Brogdon, I think he could do a better job. But if they just control the game more and slow Miami down, I think they'd be fine. So, my mind's telling me the Pacers, but my heart, you have to listen to your heart. It's telling me Miami. And I'm sorry, it just is. Miami just seems like the better team. They're kind of like the Houston Rockets. They can shoot their way in of the game or out of it. They shoot a whole lot of threes. And then they have great defenders. They have Jimmy Butler. Then Bam Adebayo is a great rim protector, even though he's not undersized, but he's not as tall as these other centers. But he's still a horse. He can get all the boards. He can block any shot you need him to. Any of that. So he's one of those. He's one of those players you would like to have. And then he has that competitive fire in him too. So he definitely be one of those players that I want to have on my team. And I think these guys have just that winning that winning mentality. They've had that since since LeBron left. Miami's been that team. They've been hard. They fought hard every single game. They never bow down to nobody. So that's why they're my pick. Now this next one is Milwaukee versus Orlando. Now I know people are freaking out like, oh, they just beat Milwaukee in one game by 12 points. Oh, well, the Bucks, they shot awful that game, and they usually don't shoot awful. They're not like the Lakers with Danny Green and Caldwell Pope who do that every game. But we're gonna get to them later. Um, DiVincenzo, Eric Bledsoe, Chris Middleton, those guys usually not down their threes. They're 40% 3-point shooters. They don't miss many of that. And then Giannis, I don't think he played. He played great if he was like a normal player, but to his standards, I felt like if you're that superstar, you have to take that next step, and you just gotta take that next step if you want to advance. It's the playoffs. You got to do something more than what you did in the regular season. You can't just burn it out. So I definitely have my Milwaukee winning these next 4 games because I think they have Orlando figured out what they like to do. And then Orlando's undermanned. Like, they didn't do anything special yesterday. They just made more shots than Milwaukee did. Now I know that sounds so corny, but I mean they took and made more shots. And I think Vucevic, he's the key to them. He's the key for them. If he can like make his shots like that yesterday, then they might have a good chance at like maybe another game or 2. But this can't go any more than 5. It can't go any more than 5 in my opinion. So next up, we got the best for last. We got GOAT James versus Dame time. Now, I'm scared for my life right now, man. My pick's not changing, but the Blazers are looking pretty scary. Cause the most frightening part yesterday was they did not play a very good game at all. Well, they played good, but like not great offensively like they usually do. And their defense wasn't even that good. It's just the Lakers weren't making shots. Portland, that's definitely not the best of their ability. Gary Trent Jr. missed a lot of threes. Carmelo missed a lot of threes. Really, everybody missed a lot of threes except Dame and CJ. CJ caught on late, so hats off to you, bro. But I just think LeBron and AD. LeBron put up like a historic triple-double yesterday, but like none of that matters. It felt like the most like that triple-double wasn't impactful at all. Like, you think that if you see LeBron have a 16 assists, 17 boards, and 23 points, you think like, oh, the Lakers blew him out. Well, the truth is, LeBron could have had a good 30 assists, but the Brick Bros, Damian Lillard and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, can buy a basket. And that's their only job. I don't understand that at all. Like, if you're a doctor and you mess up on a surgery, you get fired, right? You're Danny Green and you miss a 3 and they hired you to make 3s and you don't make them. In fact, you break an air ball almost. I saw him make one shot. I didn't see him make another one after that. And those little inside layups, I mean, they're in the NBA, they can make those. But that's your job. If you don't do your job, then you get fired. Why is he? Why is he even out there if he's not making 3s? Put Dion Waiters in the game. J.R. Smith will even make one of those. And it looks like he'll stay in front of his man. Danny Green's slow too. He can't stay in front of anybody. And then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he tries to play defense, but his 3-point, the Lakers just can't shoot, like, point blank period. Not with that lineup they have. Frank Vogel, he needs to put Dion Waiters. If you're watching this, put Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith in the game now. They need him. And Anthony Davis, he's like the one thing I feel like is slowing them down more than Danny Green and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Anthony Davis is 6'10", 6'11", one of the most athletic big men, one of the most skilled big men we've ever had in this game, and he wants to play on the perimeter. Now I understand you're a 34% 3-point shooter, and that's great. Like, that's above average, definitely. And for a big man, that's way up there. But you're so dominant in the paint. Why do you want to stay at the 3-point line when Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside? I know neither one of them can guard you. Then you have Melo, CJ, Dame matching up on you, and you want to shoot fadeaways. Like, dude, just get down on the block, get dirty, and do your job. That's all you have to do. They're not asking you to do any more than that. Well, I don't know what their game plan is. It's probably not his decision. But at some point, you just, if it helps you win, just get on the block. That's all I think. That's all the Lakers need to do. Like, if Danny Green and them aren't gonna make their shots, other players need to step up. Like Kuzma. I feel like Anthony Davis, he had 28 points. He had 21 in the first half and 7 in the second half. And 2 in the fourth quarter, the most important quarter of the game. When it's close. I don't know. They gotta step up if they want a chance. If they don't step up, it'll be a sweep, man. But I have the Lakers still in 6. I feel like they can win. I think they'll win this game and Portland. No, I think they'll win this next game. Then they'll win game 3, and then Portland will win that one. And now I think the Lakers will win 5 and 6, and that's how I think it's gonna go, man. So that's my playoff predictions for the first round.